living like a dog. I'm bored.
35192 if you want to send a text. Want to watch? You can thank Slick Slunkin for helping out back there in the video department at AlanCoxShow.com. While you're there, by the way, hit up the contest section, I think there. And that is your shot to try to get on Poundcake's tubing team. Next Friday is when we go back to Boston Mills Brandywine for the much anticipated. We had hoped to do it last year. It just wasn't in the cards. So it's been a 2-year hiatus until we return for the Polar Blast Battle. And Poundcake's team that he shares with Boston Mills mascot Barry White is called Barely White. And so you can register at our website. If you find yourself in a Circle K, and I hope frequently that you do, there's a Pepsi display you'll see. Scan the QR code, and that will help you get signed up. And then tomorrow and Friday, going to fill the last 2 slots on Big Billy's Bottom Boys at 5:20. My team, the Coxsicles, is already taken care of. Mary's team, Snow Babies, already taken care of. I don't know if we have a ringer on each team. I do know that invariably not everyone shows up. And so we end up having people on site who come out to watch or whatever, who end up as alternates. And I would have to think that this year would be no different. Also, thank you to Statement Limousine, because they're going to be getting us there and back.
Heck yeah.
We don't like to, it's a long trip. We like to have a good time. And none of us want to drive, quite frankly. So we appreciate their assistance in that regard. You can go to Statement Limousine. And Matitude's going to spin, right? I'm burying the lead here. Matitude's going to spin. You can go to statementlimo.com if you need transportation. So that's next Friday night. And the punishment situation is still kind of up in the air. Jeremy Piven was on that original Ellen sitcom.
That's what it was.
Yep, I couldn't remember that either. Thank you to whoever texted me that. That show was premiered called These Friends of Mine. And then Friends premiered, and they changed the name of the show to Ellen. Which was that had to have been a great move by Ellen DeGeneres. Because there's no way that no one knew there was a show coming called Friends. Maybe they thought it would flop. I don't know. Friends was on NBC. Ellen's show was on ABC. And if anybody knew, that's a great way. Oh, we got to change the name of the show. Oh, what if we just use my name? It's worked out for Seinfeld, kind of. A lot of people have asked me if they'll be able to bet on the Polar Blast Battle on FanDuel. I was looking at that. Unfortunately, they are not putting that on there. I asked them, I begged, hey, guys, happy to endorse FanDuel. I use it quite a bit. Could we put the Alan Cox Show Polar Blast Battle so betting on there? And they said, their exact words were, who? So, no, that's not on there. But, Hey, do you want to hear from Jenna? We haven't heard from her in a minute, have we? Okay.
It's time for Sweet Nothings with Jenna from Poland.
Yeah, just to let the world know, I'm so over Ricky Martin right now. And that was an inside joke, by the way.
This has been Sweet Nothings with Jenna from Poland.
I'm in on the joke, so that was very
That's what
funny.
I like that she's looping us in on the joke. Inside joke, and guess where we are now?
Inside.
On the inside. Jenna in Poland.
Very good stuff.
Celebrity sighting in the break.
Oh, out there in Los Angeles?
Yes, in the studio.
What?
Yes.
Zachary Levi came to say hi to you a little bit more.
No. Lance Bass.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's just out there doing TikToks.
But I thought you were a Backstreet Boys fan.
I am a Backstreet Boys fan.
Then you don't care. Did
Then what
you
do
go
you
up
care
to him
about
and go,
this
I
guy?
don't care about your dumb band?
No, I never said that I didn't like NSYNC. I said that I liked that Backstreet Boys is the superior band.
Did you go tell him that?
No, he's like doing.
Or did you just go take a picture?
I didn't even ask for a picture. He's like doing TikToks with what I'm assuming is one of their probably radio hosts here. They had a couple people. There's like 5 or 6 people in this group, and they did a bunch of TikToks in a row. And I was just watching like a freak. I like walked out of my studio and I went over to one of the production guys. I was like, "Is that Lance Bass?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, just standing. He is kind of short. He's probably 5'8".
They're all short when you see them in
He's
person.
so cute. Oh my goodness.
Now, did the
You can't have one that's too tall because then it throws off the whole thing.
Yeah.
You make them stand way far back.
But he's like doing stuff with people, and then they like are standing by the door as we're about to come back from break. Like he's about to leave, and I'm like, oh my god, I should totally just go up and ask for a picture. But I also don't know, like some radio stations have like a hey, don't bother the talent type of thing. You know what I mean? Where like when I worked at House of Blues, we were not allowed to ask bands and stuff for pictures.
It's
so
rude.
I didn't want to be the
form.
guy.
It's
Yeah.
unprofessional.
What do you
I
want?
didn't wanna
You want
be
your
the guy
job,
from
or do you want to get a
Cleveland.
picture with Lance Bass?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like here visiting, and I didn't want to be that person to like, if that's a big rule here, to break it or whatever. But he's right there. I could see him. I watched him do a TikTok.
You should have called him Lance Bass.
I would not.
Hey, are you Lance Bass?
Lance.
Oh my God, Mary, I don't want to blow up your spot right here, but I need to tell you something.
What?
He doesn't like girls.
I know that. I know that he doesn't
Like
like
at
girls.
all. He doesn't even want to talk to him.
I mean,
Oh, no.
I just found that out, so.
He had a couple girls filming the TikToks.
Oh,
He'll make him do work. He's not.
Oh,
Right.
they can work for him. They just can't. Okay, I get it.
Mary went out to see if he had left yet. And
Car gone! Car gone! Car gone!
his car had left. They had driven him off.
It was cool though.
Wow, Lance Bass.
Lance Bass,
There you go.
right there in the flesh.
For those of you unfamiliar, Lance Bass was a member of NSYNC, the pride of Laurel, Mississippi. And he went on to international fame and fortune. Now, he had to keep the gay thing to himself while NSYNC was in there, or did he come out during NSYNC?
He came out a while after. Like
Okay.
it wasn't. There was some time in between.
It was like
yeah.
2010, I want to say. Like around
Okay.
when it came out.
Well, he did Dancing with the Stars a few years ago, didn't he? I seem to remember him on there. I think he did pretty well, didn't he? I thought Lance Bass
Lance.
did really well. It was him and Joey Fat One. And he's really done a good job he and Timberlake. I mean, Timberlake is obviously like a mega talented dude.
Yeah.
But Lance Bass has done a good job of finding things to do and keeping himself at the forefront of people's attention. Because you certainly can't say that about every member of any boy band.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. But I also don't know how to act around famous people is what I'm realizing. Like, I guess this is different because it's a work
You're
situation.
supposed to treat them like a regular, normal person
But I
who
wouldn't
is standing
ask-
there surrounded by people taking TikToks.
Treat
I
them the way
wouldn't-
you treat the customers that listen to our show. And just tell them you hate them.
Just
them I
tell
hate
them that
them?
you hate them. Yes.
Hey, Lane Space, I hate you, bro. And
Yep.
then just walk away.
They want to buy pictures of my feet.
I know you're into men, but what about these feet?
Just walk up to them and be like, here, watch some of my videos.
Hey, listen. What about my TikTok, Lane Space?
No, you go, hey, are you Justin Timberlake?
No.
Oh. Why not?
I don't know. I got all weird inside. My chest started to feel funny, and my heart was beating real fast, and I got sweaty.
Hey, are you JC Chazies?
Shazay, but
Pardon me?
nothing.
Hey, are you
Wait, did you not say
JC
it right?
Chazé? Are you Chris Kirkpatrick? See, these are the guys nobody remembers. They remember JT. They remember Lane Space. They remember Joey Fat One. JC Chazé and Chris Kirkpatrick. These guys are probably like, scraping out a horse stable somewhere. Nobody remembers those guys.
I honestly thought JC was the cutest, actually. He was the
Really?
cutest. Yeah.
He thought so too.
In the It's Gonna Be Me, like he had the black spiky hair. I'm more into a brunette. I wasn't good with the ramen noodle curls, but like the the dark hair.
The Raymond. It took me a second. I go, who's Raymond Noodle? Raymond Noodle curls. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what Justin Timberlake had at the time, and I don't know, it didn't do it for me. He looks a lot better now that he has, he's more clean cut. But JC, black women loved JC for whatever reason because he was soulful and he was like tall, dark, and handsome.
Did you realize that NSYNC was the last letter of each of their first names?
No.
That's
people have
allegedly
said that
how they got
before,
the
yeah.
name of the.
I didn't know that.
No, it isn't. The last letter of what?
I heard that's
The
like a
last-
thing, but then
it's
didn't we already talk about this once? And like,
Did we?
Is not right.
The last letter of what? Each of their names? Because Justin
last
starts
le-
with a J.
The last letter,
The last letter
of
of their
each of their names.
No, because
Justin ends with an N.
Joey Fatone.
Their first, the
NYS.
last letter of their first name.
No, there's 2 S's.
Justin, Chris, Joey, Jason, and JC. NSYNC.
Lance has an E
Yeah.
at the end.
Ooh.
There's no E in sync.
Well, this says initial members. He wasn't one of the initial
NY.
members. Lance
S.
Bass got added later.
That's not true.
Is the internet going to lie to me, Mary?
Unless
Is
they called
that
him
what
Lan.
No, they had already come up with a name before he joined. According to this. Maybe this isn't true.
I mean,
No.
it's very important, though.
Lance
It
ends in an
really
E.
is. Maybe he represented the asterisk.
But then
as
there's
in,
still no.
maybe he's gay.
There's still
Maybe
no
he's not.
N.
Ha!
NSY. There's a second
Jason-
N that's missing.
Justin.
Missing. There's 2 N's. You're driving me crazy.
The initial members were Justin, Chris, Joey, a guy named Jason, and JC. So Lance Bass replaced a guy named Jason.
Oh, I didn't know that.
A guy named, I don't know, a guy named Jason.
Carr.
Oh, that's why he got
He's
going
got
down there in
boy band
Orlando.
hair. Yeah.
Yep. I don't know. Whatever. I just Googled it, and that's what it said. I don't know. But very exciting for Mary. With everybody talking about the Oscars, I don't want to pass the Razzies. I'm more interested in the Razzies when those come out. The award that celebrates the worst performances. Now, along the years, there will be somebody who is nominated for an actual Oscar and is also nominated for a Razzie. People, the Razzies go, we don't buy this, it sucks. I think Halle Berry went one year to accept her Razzie. There have been some people along the way who have come in person to accept their Razzie. Tom Hanks is nominated for a Razzie for playing Colonel Parker in Elvis. They just put him in a fat suit. Gave him a weird accent. Pete Davidson is nominated for a Razzie for Worst Supporting Actor. Jared Leto for Morbius.
It's Morbin time.
Right. Tom Hanks is doubly nominated for a Razzie for Pinocchio. The stoner comedy Good Morning grabbed a number of nominations. Worst Picture, Worst Actor for Colson Baker, our own Machine Gun Kelly. Pete Davidson, Sylvester Stallone for a superhero movie called Samaritan that I started but could not finish. And Jared Leto. They've also apologized to a 12-year-old girl that they nominated for Worst Actress, a girl named Kira Armstrong. They rebooted Stephen King's Firestarter, I think about this time last year. I don't know if anybody saw it. But the Razzies nominated the 12-year-old lead actress for Worst Actress, and they have since apologized to her and said that they will establish an age limit.
She's a little kid.
She's 12.
Right.
Well,
Suck at
you
acting,
got to
you
get a
suck at
thick skin,
acting.
baby. You want to be in Hollywood. What, your first time out of the gate, you're like, I'm the greatest thing ever. They go, no, you stink.
I mean, if you can
Now
get
go
nominated
back.
for an Oscar for your performance, why couldn't you be nominated for a Razzie?
Yep. Zac Efron was in that movie, but they didn't nominate him. Is it worse to be nominated for a Razzie or not be nominated for anything?
I think it's probably worse to be
You
nominated
think
for a Razzie.
I'd rather
No,
get
'cause
nominated
that's
for
at
a
least-
for a Razzie than nothing.
It's at least getting your name out there.
Yeah.
Right? People are talking about it.
Sucking.
But then people go, well, now I got to see this movie. And who cares why they see it? It's like people talk about hate watching. I don't care. You hate listening to this show? Cool. It still works for me. I don't care why you do it. Anyway, the 12-year-old girl's name has been, they've apologized. They removed her name from the ballot. And they said, going forward, nobody under 18. This poor girl. Honey, I heard you got a nomination. Yes, worst actress in Firestarter. And a lot of people are upset. The Razzies are already mean-spirited and classless, but nominating a kid is repulsive. Mean-spirited and classless, that's the heart of Hollywood. That's the core of show business. Mean-spirited and classless. Everybody's trying to rise above it. Everybody's trying to do work that will separate them from the herd. Because the herd is, by definition, mean-spirited and classless. Everyone crawling over each other to get ahead. Who are they kidding? So they apologize to the girl, which they should do. Shouldn't be anybody under 18. Friend of the show, Devin Sawa, tweeted that the Razzies are run by soulless people. Of course, he was a child actor of little renown.
Great renown.
Not as a child actor.
Yeah.
What was he in?
Casper, Little Giants.
Yeah.
He was in...
All nominated for Razzies.
Little Giants wasn't nominated for no Razzie. Good movie. He was in a bunch of movies. I think he was in some like Huck Finn type stuff. Maybe Tom Sawyer.
They also...
He was a heartthrob.
Yeah.
It was like Devin Sawa and JTT running the world back then.
Oh, God, I love JTT.
They have also are preparing to give a special award to Bruce Willis, who appeared in 11 awful movies last year. They created a category called Worst Performance by Bruce Willis in a 2021 movie. Because Bruce Willis famously, even before he announced he was sick, I'm sure he knew before, obviously, they released it, but he famously costs $1 million. And he will be in your movie if you can pay him $1 million and you have to shoot all of his scenes in one day. That's the only criteria. So if you want Bruce Willis and you can shoot all his scenes in a day and you have $1 million, he will be in your movie. But that's kind of going away too, obviously, because he's got that brain disorder.
Yeah, he retired.
Yeah, he can't really. But before that, I mean, Bruce Willis has been in more movies you've never heard of than ones you have. Seriously. Some people just like to work. I'm sure that was part of it. I'm sure once he knew he was sick, that probably accelerated that process too. But like Samuel L. Jackson, he's been in a billion movies you've never heard of. Back in the day, they went straight to DVD or they go straight to streaming. He just likes to work. And what's the matter with that? Well, you going to wait around until some Oscar bait comes by? You want to work, man. You want to work. You're like, yeah, I'll be in your movie. Cool.
That's what you should do, Mary, is get Samuel L. Jackson to fill in for you for this movie so you can go do the Don't Tell shows.
You think they'd be able to notice?
Mm-hmm.
He could probably do a New York accent, right?
I mean,
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
they're going to be happy to have a star in it.
I am a star. Thank you, Bill. But yeah, I'll ask him.
Real
He
star.
might be. He might be doing like a Capital One commercial or something. But
I'm
I
sure he'd
think
do it
you're a
as
real
favor.
star, Mary.
thank you, Alan.
You're welcome.
I think you're a comedy star. I don't know if you're
The
an
cats
acting star.
nestle close to their kittens. The lambs have laid down with the sheep. You're cozy and warm in your bed, my dear. Please go the f*** to sleep.
I've got to take a break. If you want to get the last word in, do it by text, 35192.